The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Welcome back to Probably a Podcast with my favorite and least favorite person. We have Kaitlyn Bristowe. My least favorite person is the sty that I woke up with in the morning.
Oh, shoot. Where?
That's crazy. In my eye.
No, but
where styes go.
I
You see
did
it?
not see it until you just said that.
It's really close to popping though, so I think that's good. It's not
I've
going to
never
be.
had one, knock on wood.
That's great.
But I heard.
Great eyeball hygiene.
I heard something about. Are you done your intro? I'm sorry.
But I've heard about those styes. No, that was it. Just you and the sty.
Okay, I heard there's like a whole book on certain things that happen to your body and energetically, like why.
Oh.
And are you hanging on?
Let's dive on in.
Are you hanging on to some anger towards somebody?
You know, always, really. There's always something brewing. I try to release it.
I know. Well, that as soon as it pops, it will be released.
Do you know what though? This one's going quick, so maybe it was like a quick little like, ooh, I'm mad at you. It's gone now. I am best friends with someone who's quite literally like a medium and a psychic and all the amazing things, Anna Grace, and she has energetically read me. She's done my Akashic record. She's done everything, and I've talked about this before on the podcast. But she said like my biggest like, you know, like especially lately, a lot of fucking shit has been happening to my face, like the mouth thing,
oh my
the
gosh,
cheek
you poor
thing, like everything.
Yeah.
Like when I went to go get this eylet surgery, which we'll talk about that, but when
I wanted to do that so
I was
bad.
like, I know you want to talk about it
I
because you
wanted to
DM
so
me.
bad.
You're like, I got to do this.
Yeah.
Whenever I got that done, I was almost kind of afraid to do it because I was like, so many fucked up things have happened to my eye, like my face lately. But Anna Grace said that energetically, everything. Like I am deeply, deeply, deeply affected. Even if like I'm like happy-go-lucky, like I don't feel like I'm upset. She's like, you are deeply like affected by like you are. It's very important that you keep your own power.
Yeah.
And she's like, when you feel that slipping away, it shows in other places like ulcers on your tongue or like your eyes freaking out or a sty or like itchy things on your skin. She was like, it comes off on your body. She was like, you really cannot let other people have your power. Yeah. It's very important to like keep your own power to yourself because you.
How do you do that?
I have a lot of prayers I'll give you. There's a lot of prayers I have. I have to just like remove myself from stuff. Like I can't like read stuff. I can't seek it out. I used to do that. And then now I stopped and it's just, I feel so much energetically better because of it.
Isn't it crazy how you just like, again, this goes back to your power. You have the power to just not read it.
No, you do.
And then it literally takes it away and you don't even know it exists.
They don't come to my house, knock on the door and like read me my rights. Like they don't do that. No. Like I literally was finding their home, their stinky place and be like, I want to lay into stink. I want to be into stink. Like,
and when you stomp in the stink, it stinks more.
You're going to stink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like the second you realize that it's not, you know, whatever their reasoning for doing it is whatever they're working through themselves, or I don't know, maybe it actually does bring them joy to talk about. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are like, these people are sick in the head, it brings them so much, but I'm like, there's got to be a few people who lay down at night like, that felt good to talk about them. Like
guaranteed. You know what I
mean?
I think it like fills their sad little soul for a minute but they probably don't feel good overall.
Maybe not overall. Yeah. But so maybe I'm their like outlet. I don't know. But yeah, they don't come to my house. They actually don't. These days I have so many words blocked on my Instagram. Like they don't even really come to my Instagram or any of my like places of work or pleasure.
Places of work.
So like realistically, I don't see it. So
it's great.
As long as I don't seek it out, I keep my power. Now, all this fucked up shit that's happened to my face lately, I think that's not managing my stress levels and things.
It's so crazy what it shows up as in your body when it's stress. And like even how if you go like when I did that podcast tour, and maybe this happened to you too, as soon as you stop, your body's like, I'm gonna make you sick. Yeah. So that you have no other choice but to recharge your batteries.
Literally. They're like, you have to sit the fuck down. Yeah. I mean, I think I try to be one of those girls that's like, I'm gonna have a yes here. A yes. And my body's like, bitch, no.
No, I'm turning 39 in 1 week, and my body's like, it's actually a hell no for me, dog.
I can't believe you're turning 39. What are you doing? Something special?
Yes.
I say that because you literally just, to me, look 29, so it's just crazy.
I feel so tired today, so thank you for saying that.
I look like you're glowing, like literally.
Really?
Yeah, are you pregnant?
I actually wish.
Me too. By the way, me too. If I was knocked up right now, I'd be thrilled.
I'd be thrilled to. I've gotten to a place where I'm just like, are you into numerology?
Am I into numerology? Yes.
Okay, so I'm going through my 10-year cycle of like the most pivotal time of my life when I went on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I'm coming up to 10 years, and it feels like I'm stepping into this new place in my life where I'm like in such a mess and so sticky, but I feel like I'm having like a spiritual awakening where I'm moving into this chapter where I'm like, I think I'm ready to have a family.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Anna Grace just finished her 10th year like 3 years ago or something, and it was like very pivotal, like world changing, world shattering. Yeah, it's actually when she found out she was psychic, so it's great.
I hope I find that out.
Wouldn't that be great? You have to probably have a near death experience. So
did she?
Yeah, she died on a plane.
Pardon?
Legally.
She died on a plane and had.
Yeah, she was just like a sweet little cutie bitty bop like cheerleader, like just live life, and then like literally like died on a plane and came back and was like, I can literally see dead people. Not really see dead people, but like, oh my gosh, no, you should listen to her podcast and just like her story is crazy. Most people that get that gift either find out from a very young age they have it or receive it from like a near death experience.
Holy, yeah, I would prefer not to have one of those, but
no, she was like gray on a plane. All her friends were like, you were gray.
Like why?
Well, there's like a million things that she was just like on like too much Adderall and like her whole like she didn't, it's not like she overdosed or anything. She explains it all on her podcast. I'm butchering it. I'm butchering it. You guys are gonna be like, Shannon said you're addicted to Adderall and drug user and you died on the plane. No. She does it much like everything in life. Anna Grace does everything more eloquently than I do. Okay. I'm like blah blah.
I'm the same. I can't articulate anything.
I'm fucking this up, but it's all true.
Okay, I'll go listen. But
numerology though, yes, entering the 10-year.
Well, and I pivoted already, and I was like, actually, we were talking about turning 39.
Oh yeah, but you're excited.
I don't. 39 kind of just sounds like I don't feel 39. I feel 29. So saying 39, I'm like, that's almost 40, and I feel like we've all been taught that that's crazy. But I'm like, I feel the best I've ever felt.
I would feel like I'd rather be 40 than 39. 39 sounds older than 40.
Why? I agree.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't know. I feel like everybody celebrates 40 and nobody celebrates 39.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably because people are like 39, whoa, and then like
everyone's like 40.
They're like, you're 40, you're so hot and party, and I love it. But 39 people are like, bleh.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it is. I should celebrate 39. I'm going to like a pool party, which sounds 29. But it's like it's like a cool event that's happening.
Okay.
And there happens to be a pool party on the day of my birthday, and I'm like, I'll just do that.
Yeah. Little slip and slide.
Slip
and slide into 39.
I hope so. I want to I always want to do the opposite of like what's sexy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like at pool parties. But I learned in Hoffman, my inner child work, I learned that that's because I have body dysmorphia, so I try and like distract and be funny.
Oh
yeah.
Well, it's darker than I thought.
Yeah, it's like comedians, they always have like a dark side. I'm like, I did this whole circle of like, okay, what would make me feel insecure when it comes to my body? And I was like, oh my god, if I was invited to a pool party. And then we did a circle of like what my brain would do, and I'd be like, oh my god,
cannonball. And they're like,
no, that's exactly how I end it, because I was on a Revolve trip once, and all these girls had the most beautiful bodies and like the most voluptuous butts, and they were all doing this one shot where they come out of the water and their butts, and we were in this pool that was so gorgeous looking out over Mexico, and I was like, can I do a cannonball?
And they're like, yeah.
And I did. And my picture was like me just jumping, and I had pink hair at the time, and I was like,
cute.
Wee! And
I like it.
So I'm like, that's how it makes me feel better.
I do the same thing at pool parties, but I think it's because I want attention.
Oh, well, samesies, but not on my body. I like attention, but I'm like, look up here and at my personality. Don't look
down here.
Yeah,
don't make me like you have the most gorgeous body ever. But no, I get it. The brain is a crazy place. My mind is a prison as well.
Dysmorphias all the time, and it's wild. Like, it's wild.
I was just on a bachelorette trip, and I was like flipping through these photos I was obsessed with me and my best friend on her bachelorette trip.
Yeah, you looked so good.
Feels so sexy. Feels so fun. And then like I'm like going to post it, and I like look at my lower stomach, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like,
so bad.
I can't post that. Or maybe I'll post that as like the 5th one. And then I'm like, no, I literally can't post that. And then I literally said to myself, that thing you see all over Instagram, but like, I just know one day I'm going to look back at my body and be like,
my body was sick.
Holy fuck, I'm so hot. Like, what? Like, I know as we get older, like, yes, we're all beautiful. We're all women as they age, blah, 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 say all this stuff. But like, we can all agree that like, when you age, your skin changes, your body changes. We're women, and our bodies, gravity takes hold.
Yes.
And I was like, I refuse to not post this photo where I don't like my lower belly.
Yeah.
Like, I am having fun. I feel sexy in the moment. I feel sexy in this photo. Until I scrutinized it, I'm fucking posting it. And I haven't thought twice about it until just now. I literally was like, that's a great photo, post.
This is so funny too. And this is just how messed up the brain can be is I literally looked at your photos and went, I wish my lower stomach was flat like hers.
Oh, well, I really love to hear that.
And I'm like,
sorry that it affected that part of your brain, but that makes me feel nice.
And again, I hate it because people are probably watching being like, you guys, your bodies are like so great, but it's
I mean, everyone.
I'm like, I know it's up here. Like I see it and I think like I used to do a fitting and I'd be like, I'm a plus size and I'm like in a 0, but my body looks in the mirror and sees something different, and that shouldn't be bad either. You know, like we've all been conditioned to think that bodies should look a certain way, and I don't know, it's just insane what our brains do to us.
I think it's totally fair that if you're a size 00 or if you're like a size whatever, that you just genuinely, we all feel some type of way about ourselves. Like, and it's hard to, whenever you want to like feel that way and speak about your feelings and like your emotions and work through them, maybe verbally with your friends or maybe verbally on a podcast, and then you get cashed and people are like, you're not allowed to say you feel big because you're so small, and you're like, well, no, I'm literally allowed to feel however I want to feel. I know. Like I can say whatever I want to say. It comes
out of my mouth and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna get hated for that one.
I know, but what will we not get hated on for? Okay, I may have just found my new TV obsession on Prime. Have you guys heard about My Lady Jane? So inspired by the best-selling book, this series is a history-bending romantasy about Lady Jane Grey, known as the 9 Days Queen. Jane was the Queen of England for 9 days and then beheaded. The ultimate damsel in distress. My Lady Jane tells her story the way that it should have happened. You'll meet Jane, a know-it-all tutor, noble woman with a sharp tongue and a warm heart. And then there's Guildford, an intriguing scoundrel with a dark secret. And they have undeniable chemistry. Get ready to ship these star-crossed lovers in an epic tale of true love and high adventure set in an alt universe of action, comedy, romance, and lust at first sight. Oh, and it's all set to a modern soundtrack. Prepare thyself for My Lady Jane, which arrives June 27th on Prime Video. Yeah. People said, on my Instagram, I always do a little like, what do you want to talk to Kaitlyn about? Even though I literally just talked to her the whole time about whatever I want to talk about. But a lot of people said that they were very impressed with how you just like handle hate and the Instagram of it all and the internet. So
really,
you're putting out good vibes.
I'm trying. I've been on this high vibe train lately, which nice. I'm okay with low vibes because that's life. And it's about how you come out of it. But I'm like trying to really like live on this vibration of being like woo woo and like doing journal prompts and thinking about like what like I don't want to feel down here. Like even if I have depression, I have anxiety, I severely have hormonal depression. I can soak in the low vibes while I'm there. Yeah. But like, how do I want to feel? You know what I mean? Like, going shopping for pain on Instagram, looking for that's low vibrational.
Right. Like the things that we can't control, obviously, like chemically, hormonally, there are things that are out of our control. But I think like recognizing that your environment and certain things that you literally are seeking out yourself is fully in your control. Yeah. Whenever I got a handle on that, and I was so bad about it, I would like make it a part of my routine. And I've talked about this on my podcast before, but like, let's say like creeping on like an ex, like I happen to like be with someone who literally only dated gorgeous girls who are like gorgeous on Instagram, and I would just like look at their stuff every day, like what are these beautiful bitches up to? And then I like literally would just be like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm like searching for comparison and pain, and that's just like not very nice. And then I would like not look at it for like, I don't know, 10 days, and then I'd be like, well, I looked yesterday, I might as well look today. And I got in this cycle where I'm like, well, I already looked yesterday, so I might as well look today. Well, what's one more day? And then like I needed like a token for like not looking for a month. But now I don't do that anymore because like you said, it's shopping for your own like misery, like, comparison. Like I wasn't like looking at their stuff being sad, but I was definitely looking at it and then started comparing, like, and these girls look nothing like me either, which is actually comforting in a way. So like
that's, I
don't need to look at their stuff.
I don't remember the last time I've actually done that. I refuse to go looking
for
like
pain.
Like you know how stuff it'll be like on your search page,
suggested. It's literally should be
the
jail
amount
time.
of times I have hit don't show me this again. I don't want to see it. I don't want to put myself in that dark tunnel and that wormhole.
It is such a wormhole.
Oh my gosh, and I can't do it, and I really don't do that.
I don't do it anymore either. I'm just investigative by nature. It's like, it's really,
I'm not.
It's really helpful in so many situations. Like my friends are always like, you can find anything out. You could do, like people will literally like, how did you, where did you? And I'm like, I couldn't explain it if I tried. Like the steps that I went to, like you can't imagine. I'm cross-searching, Google reverse imaging a tag I saw in this girl's shirt to find out where she went to high school. But like I'm so good at it to whenever I need it for certain, like really like, you know, helping a friend or like trying to really figure something out for myself. But it comes not in handy whenever it just like creeps its way into like my everyday life. And I'm like, we're not wormholing that, Shannon. We're not doing that one. Lord.
Yeah, no, I can't do it just because it like actually physically makes me sick.
Me too. By the way. Me too. Yeah. So why was I doing it? Literally, I'd be like, I can't eat.
It's almost like almost like an addictive thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like I said, once I would go one day, I'd be like, well, I went yesterday, might as well go. I literally, it's like smoking a cigarette. Like it became a part of my routine.
Yeah.
Like that is not healthy.
That's me with wine.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, I drank a bottle last night. Might as well crack another one today.
Let's crack another bottle. You're literally a wine creator, so you're allowed to. It's just market research.
Like, that's what I always. It's research and development.
Okay, speaking of wine. Well, actually, no. I wanted to speak about spiritually for a second because people did say that they really could tell that. Well, someone said, "What is your spiritual journey right now? You seem a lot more grounded recently." And I feel like you've got a lot going on in your personal life and business life. So to have someone say that you seem really grounded, I feel like that's such a flex. Like that's so nice.
That is nice. I do feel more grounded than I have I went through some really weird months. Probably the last, I would say 10 months have been really, which makes sense. Everyone goes through that with a breakup, especially in the public eye and all of those things. I feel like I was in the weirdest, most confusing place because I was confused in the relationship. The confusion to me became clarity. It was clear what I needed to do. And then now all my feelings contradict each other and get confusing. Like, I know this is how I feel, but my whole body is reacting a different way. And I'm, seeing stuff, hearing stuff. I've never really had to go through, because, like, I've never had a public breakup till Sean, obviously, because we were on TV together. But I didn't have to see anything. He didn't really move on.
Right. No, and I feel like even if or when he did, I mean, Nashville's small. Like even if I heard of him dating someone, it was like through the grapevine. You didn't have to see anything about it.
I didn't see anything or hear anything, and I didn't go looking for anything. And he kind of just like went and did his own thing and didn't really like. He wasn't like trying to go viral or like making content and trying to be out there and dating someone else in the. It was very like, oh, I didn't really see anything. So this is my first experience with being like, oh, you're like everywhere with all of my friends and doing things, and like it's just in my face, and it was very confusing how I felt and trying to share dogs and so I feel like being spiritual has really helped me because I always have been. I've been really leaning into it in this time because I got really spiritual during my Hoffman process. And then, but I always have been again, but I got really into it. And then now I'm kind of leaning into that because it helps me so much. And I have like this spiritual and intuitive coach that I see and my therapist, and I have such good friends. And I feel like I've just been really asking for help lately. Yeah. And talking it out. And my spiritual coach has all these incredible like journal prompts and tools and ways of thinking and meditations and visualizations. And it has like tremendously changed my life, and I do feel a lot more grounded, but I was really in a weird place until recently.
I need to get some of these. Maybe my face will stop getting so fucked up. Can I do that thing where you go to therapy but you give me like the tips and tricks and the prompts?
You can literally I'll
pay you
Marco
a commission
Polo
fee.
Marco Polo me, and I will literally I'll just share the knowledge that she gives me, but it is wild. Like even how my brain works around like my Instagram numbers are dropping. And of course my brain goes, okay, is this an ego thing? Is it a business mind thing? Why is this like bothering me? Yeah. And she put me through like a 10-minute visualization of nasty people who don't support me walking out of the room. And
how nice.
And I felt lighter. Yeah. And I went, why do I even care? And it just like, she's just able to really, bring certain things insides out of me, and I've never not cried with her and released like so much good pain and sadness, and I've just started understanding myself better, and oh God, it's just amazing.
That sounds literally, I feel more grounded you just saying that. I'm literally like, the podcast is over. I've got to go call her therapist now. So
I'll give her.
Yeah, I mean, I love therapy. I'd love to meet your therapist. So that'd be great.
I've got a few. I've literally I've got my Hoffman coach, I've got my therapist, I've got my spiritual intuitive coach, I've got my other girlfriend Erin Trelaure, who like I'm on the board for her nonprofit, and she does this whole thing around raw beauty and celebrating women, and like I have a lot of good people to lean on.
Some people have a glam squad they travel with. You have a mind squad.
I have a brain squad.
Brain squad.
I do.
I like that
a brain
about
and
you.
Heart squad, and I'm telling you what, I'm a different person.
You guys know this hair journey that I'm on. Honestly, like I'm kind of slaying the house down boots with it though. Like my hair's looking so good and it's all done the natural way. I'm not wearing extensions or anything, but it's just very important for me to keep my hair healthy with clean products because I'm just always trying to do right by my body, okay? So when it comes to my hair and scalp health, finding a product that actually works and is made with clean ingredients, it kind of seems like a trade-off sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, is this gonna be like good though? And with Vegamore, I get products that are made with clean ingredients and give me visibly healthy hair and scalp. So now with Vegamore, I'm able to have these visibly healthier, thicker, fuller, shinier hair. All of my little follicles are just like loving that they don't use harsh ingredients. Also, every cute pink bottle of Vegamore products are 100% cruelty-free. I love that. That is very important to me with our products. It's cruelty-free and are never formulated with potential harmful chemicals like parabens, hormones. We don't want to put that stuff directly onto our scalp, so Vegamore keeps that out, which I love. I'm obsessed with their Grow Serum. It's like GRO, but it's pronounced like grow, you know what I mean? And it's basically what it says it's doing. Like, it is genuinely so amazing. They sell it in a kit too, so you really get more bang for your buck too. You're also like able to try more than one amazing product, okay, with some great savings attached because it is a kit. And when you sign up for a monthly subscription, you're going to save more. You're never going to run low on the products. There's nothing worse than wanting to go wash your hair or use your favorite serum and you're out, and then you have to wait the time that it takes to ship it, and then you forget to order it. It's just a whole thing. So put it on subscription, okay, because you're going to save money too. And here's the key thing. The key thing is consistency. I feel like this is with a lot of beauty routine stuffs, but especially with the Vegamore hair products, like you're going to want to stay consistent in your routine for your most beautiful, healthy looking hair. So I use Vegamore Grow, the hair serum. I use it daily. My hair and scalp are flourishing. And fun fact, like this is like what sold me on it, honestly, because I am the consumer. I just am. I saw that Vegamore sells one bottle of Grow serum every 15 seconds on their website. So, I mean, like, that's how good this stuff is. So, give your hair the power of the little pink bottle with Vegamore. For a limited time, Probably podcast listeners are going to get 20% off their first order by going to vegamore.com/probably and using code probably at checkout. That's VEGAMOUR.com/probably. Code probably to save 20% on your first order. VEGAMOUR.com/probably. Code probably. I'm not just saying this, and maybe like you've been to Elizabeth recently. We both go to the same girl for like Botox and all the things, but like you look incredible. Like you really look like just good, just like healthy and good.
Wow, thank you. I'm not doing.
That's gotta have no, but really. that has to have something to do with it, right?
I do. Even my trainer was like, and he doesn't like to comment on bodies unless it's like. I talk about it and I say I feel strong. You look strong, but otherwise he doesn't want to comment like that because he also knows my issues that I have. And he was like, he goes, I don't want you to think of lighter as in pounds. He goes, but you look lighter in general. Yeah, like there's something, and I was like, that's so funny. It's happened every breakup I've ever gone through. Mm-hmm. I've like released something and then shedding. Like feel different and carry myself different, and like chopping my hair like literally made me feel like I chopped like certain things out of my life.
People love the fuck ass bob, by the way. Lots of compliments.
I hate it today. I don't know why I'm having such an insecure day. I'm like, I look tired and I hate my bob.
No, you look phenomenal, and the bob is bobbing. And I will tell you this though, having been a previous owner of fuck ass bob on my head, and people still like comment like, I loved your bob, and like I think I will get it back once the wedding's over. But
is that your real hair?
Yeah. Oh my god, thank you. Yes.
Okay, because I remember you were at that awkward phase where you're like, I hate where it's at right now. And then all of a sudden it just went.
Everyone said that. I don't know. I mean, I am taking like literally all the supplements, but I think it just surpassed that level of like short, medium, and then it's just at this level now where it's just like deemed so long. Yeah. I don't know. But
I like it.
When you have a bob, there is nothing anyone could say. You could have a glam squad every single day. When you have a bob, some days you just go, I fucking hate my mom.
Yes,
Like you just,
it's like having bangs.
It's 100%. You're just like, why did I do this to myself?
Yes.
Like you just are going to have those days.
I did. And then I also had tape-in extensions in for a minute. And every time I tell the internet, I don't know why they don't listen to me. I'm like, don't let me get extensions again.
Don't let me. They're like, we literally don't control you.
Yeah. I'm like, but you do.
But you do. You know you do.
Like, go to the hairdresser. He's like, we should throw a couple tape-ins in. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And then I get them out and I'm like, I have no hair.
I know. That is a mental battle. I mean, I had like glued in extensions, like hundreds of individual glued in extensions, K-tips for 11 years of my life. 11 years. Never took them out. Never took them out except to take them out to put them back in.
Because your mom did them, right?
My mom did them. Yeah, she learned how to do it on YouTube. Yeah, from age 17. Did they ruin your hair? No, they...
Okay, I heard K-tips are good. Maybe
yeah, I mean...
I tried everything.
You know what? It's not that I have like pretty thicker. I have a thicker follicle of hair. It's not like I have a whole thick head of hair, but I have like redheads. I've never dyed my hair, so it's just like
that's so nice.
Thicker strand.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
You know, when I took it out, it was definitely thin, but I had lived under this like preconceived notion that I literally just like, I had hair that doesn't grow. I have hair that's just thin. I have to have it. People be like, why don't you get your extensions out? I'd be like, oh, I can't. My hair doesn't grow. Like it literally has never grown past here. It didn't grow. Like it stayed at the same length because I think it was just continuously breaking off with the extensions. So, I mean, I took it out during COVID. I cut my hair into a bob and then it was like, it's just grown like this.
Yeah. I think I just need to leave my hair
So maybe just let it grow out the way I did. I literally had natural hair. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I cannot believe I put clip-ins in for my engagement shoot. And I was like, oh my God, how am I literally have these in my hair? I'm so uncomfortable.
I can't even handle your photos. With them. All of the photo, like everything you post, I'm like, fuck off. Kaitlyn. It's so insane. Everything's just so like chic and beautiful and like, oh my God,
flattery will get you everywhere. Here. It will get you places. Okay, so wait, talk to me about, we are talking about being spiritual, you're more grounded, but you said something else that I wanted to, do you know what, you were saying like a public breakup. I think the friends of it all is hard.
Oh, it's been so challenging.
And you and your ex were friends before, kind of like friendly before you dated? Didn't have the same friends.
Oh, did not have the same friends.
Did not have the same friends, but like you moved to a place where you were at and then became friends with all of your friends.
Yes.
And it's not like you're like, no, everyone picked me in the breakup. Like you and I both aren't like that.
Yeah.
But actually our exes are friends. So it's like, I really actually understand where you're coming from. And it was like this weird thing where you were like, no, you can. I think the friends feel kind of awkward. Like, well, we don't want to invite them both. And I'm like, no, we could both be there. But then realistically,
I don't want to both be there. No.
In the beginning of my relationship, I did not want to be where he was. I was like, I need separation.
I'm sure I'll get there.
Yeah. And now I'm like, even like, cause we have so many of the same friends, like with James. Yeah. I'm like, and James and my ex have met several times and they're oh my God, we have all the same friends. Like, true, yeah. And I'm trying to introduce James to guys here and like, so he can form a community and like have like guys to golf with. And I love all my guy friends that are like husbands and just boys of my girlfriends or just like guys I love. So honestly, I like recently was thinking, I was like, I feel like and it was confirmed by a source I will not name, was like, at your bridal shower, he was like, I love golfing with your ex. I love golfing with, I don't know why I can't say his name. I love golfing with John. I love golfing with James. But you know what? Their names are so similar that sometimes I accidentally then will call James John and then I'm like, fuck, I just swear I was just talking about him. The names are very similar.
Yeah, but they both start with J. That's tricky.
I don't ever really do that to his face, but there's been one time and I'm like, I swear I just had a long conversation about him. That's why he's like, I literally don't care. Yeah. But one of our guy friends was like, I love golfing with him. But like, I don't really want to like invite them both just because I don't want to be the guy to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, just text him and say you are happy to go golfing with John. Yeah. He was like, I'm happy to. I actually mean that. I am. Yeah. Because you do get to a point where it's so far past. But I mean, we're talking almost 4 to 5 years now. So that's a long time to just be like normal. 10 months out, I was literally like, me and my investigating. I'm like, he's in fucking Tulum with this girl. And Taylor's like, nobody posted that. How did you find that? I'm like, I found it because they're in the background of this they're in the background of this Tulum bar that I just went and watched their story from their geotag. She's like, you and I need to do something off the internet. Hand me your phone.
Give me that.
But it's all raw. It's so raw in the beginning. And then you get to a point where you're just like,
I hate it so much because like the dream would be for everybody to hang out and not, but it's too soon and it's so hard because so many mutual friends and then also bachelor world. So like this weekend,
the bachelor nation of it all, my God.
Well, and
tough to navigate, I think.
I don't know if I even want to be doing stuff like with Bachelor like people. I love some of them so much.
Right.
And then some I'm like, I'm like, I forget that some of them are like kids, like they're like 24.
But I also think that you've always separated yourself in a nice way and done your own thing. I feel like on the last time you were on our podcast, which is crazy, I actually wrote down, you're on episode 66. Now you're on episode 107. Oh, shouts out. It's been a while.
Wow.
So much has changed in our lives since then. But
so much has changed.
I feel like you, even then, I was always very impressed about how you not removed yourself is not the word, because I think you're always indebted to and like so positive about Bachelor Nation when it's making like happiness in your life. But you've always done a good job of like being like, I am still Kaitlyn, I am me, I am not just Bachelorette Kaitlyn. And I think people see that, so it's not that weird that you'd be like, I don't only want to every time I go to an event or thing, I don't have to surround myself by Bachelor Nation, because you are more than just
but
that.
It got confusing for me because thank you, and that's like how I feel too, but it was confusing because I was working for ABC for the weekend, and so I was interviewing people and they'd be like, come hang out after, and then I would be like, oh, this person
you're like, that's okay,
this person is gonna be there with a new girlfriend.
It's a lot.
And it made me sad because I was like, well, damn it, why do they get to go do that?
And
like party and be out till 3 a.m. with everybody.
But if I had to guess, that person would probably be like, she's totally fine to come. She can come.
Of course.
Like, but I'm like, but that's not,
but
I don't know if that's that healthy either. Yeah.
It makes me uncomfortable. And it's just like, I'm like, you didn't want to live in this city. You don't like country music. And I'm trying to work here. And you're like out with all of my friends. And I'm sitting at home being like, crying over the Oilers losing.
But it's, you know what? It's fine to like have those moments of like stomping your feet and like throwing little tantrums. And you'll probably look back and be like, that was so funny and silly that I gave a fuck about that then.
Totally.
But like right now it's like, like I felt that way. I remember there was a birthday party. Actually, I later found out I was invited to the child's birthday party. But I was like, I was like, I'm not getting invited to my friend's kid's birthday because he's there. Like, I don't care if he's there with another girlfriend. I don't care. Like, but then I was actually like, I probably wouldn't have gone, but I was like, I wasn't even invited. They really did. Like, these feelings are valid and they suck in the moment, and you will get over them. You will literally be like, LOL, I could care less. But like right now you care.
I'm already like moving through it pretty quickly because like, it's not like I haven't moved on. I've been on dates. I've been dating. But that's where it's so not contradicting, but confusing for me. Cause I'm like, I wish I could just be like, of course. And like, I show up and say hello and everything's great and like, let it go. But I'm like, why does this hurt my feelings so bad?
Do you know why it also feels so contradicting? You and I both broke up with our exes.
Yeah, it's so confusing.
So it's like we ended things, right? For the right reasons. We knew, like, whatever. But like, it's so contradicting. We should be like, why are we mad? Why are we upset? Why are we jealous? Why are we? But it's like, you still are allowed to feel those things. It's not like, we're human beings. But I understand that like feeling where your brain's like, why do you care? You broke up with him, Shannon. Why do you care? But I'm like, because I do.
Because we're just human beings trying to navigate life. And literally. Especially when it's in the public eye and like having people's opinions and like photos being sent and certain things. And I'm like, I'm trying to not look at this. Stop sending me stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's brutal.
And I'm just like, it's so confusing too, because I'm like, wait, were you even sad over me? Or were you just looking for the next opportunity? And then I get in my head about certain things where I'm like, wait, I thought you were heartbroken. And then I'm like, did you ever even love me? Or was I just like...
we tend to spiral, us girlies.
Yeah, I'm a spiral girly.
Love a little tornado.
Ooh,
just love it.
Spin me out in a tornado. I like to do that. Yeah,
me too.
It's fun.
She's a spinner. But we always come, tornadoes don't last a very long time. No. Very detrimental though.
Yes, they're quick and
very
they do a lot of damage. That is me. And then, always like, even hours later, sometimes like days later, but sometimes hours later, I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, literally me. I'm like,
it.
Wait, why'd I do that? That was such a silly, goofy thing to do. I'm like, that was crazy. I'll call Taylor and say stuff, and she'll be like, just call me in an hour. And I'll be like, okay. And an hour later, I'll be like,
oh, I know. Who
was that girl?
One of my favorite things to do is saying like, what is my fear here? Like, and then what is the truth? And then usually it's like, well, the truth just takes over. It's the truth.
Right.
It's just the fears that are all 95% of the times we're just lying to ourselves about made up shit anyways that we spiral over. And then when we figure out the truth of it all, we're like, oh.
And we're no better than trolls really to ourselves. We're being trolls of our own selves if we create false narratives that didn't happen yet and aren't real. And I have, Taylor's guilty of this. She'll call me and I'll always be like, Taylor, that didn't happen. And you don't know that they're thinking that. So you can't work yourself up over that because that's not true.
Yeah.
So you're creating a false narrative, which is what trolls do to us, right? They're like, she's doing this because of this. And I'm like, oh, you literally don't know that.
We troll the hell out of ourselves.
So we're trolling ourselves.
Which is a nice thought to break because then you're like, okay, don't do that.
Don't do Hey, wait. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
don't do that.
Simple as just not doing that. Yeah. Don't troll yourself. Oh, yeah, I like that. I'm not going to be a troll to myself anymore.
Yeah, we can't be doing that, creating false narratives. And it's like, you know, when you call your mom and you're like, but what? I don't know if your mom does this, but my mom's always like, honey, that hasn't happened yet. So we'll worry about that if that happens.
Yeah, totally.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That's like something my mom always tells me. And it is true. It's like, why am I working myself out over something that has not even happened yet?
I know.
And I tell myself, I'm like, so I'm prepared in case it happens. But like, no, you don't need to work through the motions until they actually happen.
Oh, I'm like, let me have the dogs. Let me have my family. Like, you have your own now.
Let me have the dogs. How is co-parenting dogs? Because I got to be honest. If I met the man of my dreams, if I met James and he was like, only thing is, those gorgeous girls you're creeping on Instagram that I know nothing about. Please don't listen to my podcast, James. I share custody with the dogs. I'd be like, so that's literally crazy. And no. But then I asked Courtney before. I said, producer Courtney, she has 2 dogs. She's engaged. I said, if you guys, they won't ever. I'm not speaking this into, but if you guys broke up, like, what would you? She's like, we'd share custody of the dogs. I'm like, no way. She's like, and I go, I'd sooner go to court and fight it out.
I've thought about that.
Didn't you rescue them? You take them.
I've thought about that just because Ramen is.
Do you have a contract?
For Ramen, I do. Because Ramen was like that was my decision. Jason was moving in like a week after, I think, or maybe at the time I was getting Ramen.
Right.
So like, of course he was our dog.
Of course. Yeah.
And like Pino, technically, hey, it's on the internet. Pino was a gift to me from Jason.
From Jason.
He rescued because I was like, I need to rescue another one. Like and Pino was needed to be rescued. And I was like, and so he was like, I don't think we could do another dog. And I was like, and he goes, do you think with your whole gut, heart, brain, everything, like that Pino is our dog? And I was like, yes. And so he gifted it. So I'm like, well, but I just can't because.
Did you keep the ring?
No.
Gave the ring back.
Yeah.
He got the ring. Give you the dogs.
Give me the dogs.
Give me the dogs.
And I won't ever be like, you can never see them again because my last relationship before that did that to me. And I was like beside myself that I couldn't see that dog.
But you guys have like a schedule as if they're children.
Kind of. We try and be flexible just because he travels a lot. And
so it's kind of nice maybe even.
Yes, but I don't like the
coming
transition.
Around to the custody. I'm just kidding.
Ramen doesn't like the transition, whether that be at my house or he's at his house. He plays dead and doesn't want to move, and it's sad.
Oh no!
So I actually get really sad about it. But so I want to just keep them at my house. And I told him I was like,
but does Jason know that?
Yeah.
That he plays dead and doesn't want to
He does it at Jason's house too.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he just doesn't like the move. So I'm like, this is too sad.
This dog is already rescued from like torture. Like he's playing dead.
I know.
We're regressing.
It's so sad. And I'm like, it's too much for Ramen's little heart. And so I'm like, you can come just like if I'm gone for the weekend, you just stay at the house with the dogs.
Dead. He's like, this isn't healthy. He's like, me, the girl, her kid, we're all gonna just be at your house.
I honestly like I'm already okay. You know how I said I have a therapist, this. I also have a brand new grief counselor because I am already working on that for when the dogs die because I can't handle it.
Kaitlyn, you're joking.
No.
Like, I'm not taking that away from you. I literally, when dogs die, there's nothing worse in the entire universe, but you have a pre-grief counselor for your dogs?
Yes. I can't handle it. They are literally the loves of my life. I've never been obsessed with something more. They actually bring so much light, love, and joy really to my life. They're like, they do wonders for my anxiety, depression. Like they are
truly a service dog to you. Like, you know how people like say my dog's a service dog so they can go on the plane? Like, you're like, no, my dogs are actually for my anxiety.
And I just can't imagine my life without them. Like, this is so dark, but I've had like really dark thoughts of like, well, when they go, I'm going to go with them. I know.
Kaitlyn.
I'm not kidding. That's why this is why I needed a counselor.
Let's have the counselor. Yeah. Let's have the counselor. This is good. I like the counselor.
I need it.
And yeah, do you ever think you'll be at a place where, have you ever even remotely suggested, like, is there a way, what if you gifted him a new dog?
I thought about that too.
And his new family, and then you could keep your dogs.
I would love to rescue a dog for him. I think I said this on Ben and Ashley's podcast. I was like, I think I would like to gift him a dog, like rescue one.
Oh, that wasn't like a new thing I thought of. I thought I just like solved all your problems.
Oh, no. I thought about that. I mean, he loves the dogs. And
you could write an anonymous letter to his new girlfriend about how she could rescue a dog for him, and then it could come from her. It'd be like, you do all the legwork, but it would be like, a gift
don't
from
worry,
her.
you guys will get a lot of views from it. You'll get a lot of engagement. It'll be perfect for your brand. They might be sold on that, you know?
I think they're in.
They're in for sure.
All right, summer is here, okay? It's literally summertime and it's hot. I don't know where y'all live, but it's hot. So that means two things, okay? I want to go outside and then I want to go back inside when it gets too hot. That's just who I am. That's how I was bred as a Southerner. And the best place to go on a hot summer evening inside a cool dark theater where you can watch an amazing show more easily than ever thanks to Today's Ticks. Now, I've been a Today's Ticks fan for a very long time, way before I'm just doing an ad about them on my podcast. Like, Today's Ticks is the best. It offers the best value on tickets to go to amazing things going on all around you. It's not just a theater. Like, they have so many different things. And Today's Ticks is the easiest way to get them. And they're reliable. All you have to do is just go to Today's Ticks app or visit todaysticks.com, scroll through all their offerings, and there's going to be stuff that you've wanted to check out and stuff that you probably never heard about otherwise. So, like, there's some stuff that I just didn't know was really going on, like some Broadway shows like Yellowface, maybe Happy Ending, McNeil. Like, these are things that I didn't really know about, but these are new and noteworthy shows that I am now more cultured for knowing about. You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff that's making us more cultured. So if you want to check it out in just a few taps, get your tickets. They are sent right to your phone. That's the fun part about it. You don't have to go pick it up at Will Call. You don't have to do all that. You can just literally have them on your phone. All right. And summer's about more than just picnics and sunny walks. All right. You need something to do at night. And maybe you don't have a person in your life. Maybe you don't have a partner yet. Take yourself on. Maybe you'll meet a cute guy, cute girl there, okay? It's a good excuse to dress up, get fancy, literally do a little get ready with me. This is what we need. So they've got tickets to shows on Broadway and the West End and other cities across the country and around the world. You can go to book a show in advance, or I kind of like doing this. You can be spontaneous and check out what's on for tonight. And on Today's Ticks, you also get access to exclusive pre-sales, lotteries, specially priced rush tickets. It's just amazing. So go to todayticks.com/probably and use code probably to get $20 off your first Today's Tick purchase. That's so much. That's promo code probably at todayticks.com. TIX, by the way. That's todayticks, TIX.com/probably. Todayticks.com/probably. What are some icks that you've had with men lately, other than all of those that you just listed?
I get icked out about the funniest things, like like a man on an elliptical.
I've never seen one in my life.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm just kidding.
No,
no. I have, and I always think to myself, for what?
Yeah, I don't know
Everyone's
why that.
allowed to work out however they want to work out. But what are you doing?
My icks come across as so shallow, and it's like,
oh, that's what icks are.
I know.
Who are we having deep rooted icks? That's just like not liking someone.
I don't have deep rooted. Well, I do, but my like shallow. Also, like, it's things that I do. So I'll get an ick over something that I do. You do that?
When I first met James, I was like madly, deeply head over heels in love with him. And I was like, oh my gosh, I found his TikTok. He was like doing a lot of dances back then.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no. It was like the age of TikTok dancing. And, and also the thing is about James, he's an incredible dancer. He's actually, he's like really like can like professionally salsa, like do all the things, like so really good at dancing. Yeah. And so anyways, I just got the biggest ick. And I remember I like looked at my friend, it was Mary Carla, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, just like, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. And I was like, I can't look at it because I'm so obsessed with him, but that's giving me the biggest ick. And she literally pulled up my Instagram and she literally goes, what do you think he thinks about this one? What do you think he thinks about
why is it
this one? And I was like, oh, he probably has the fucking ick. It's literally me being like, I slobbed on his knob. Like, my podcast is like so fucked. Like, I'm like, and she was like, what do you think he thinks about this? Do you think maybe perhaps he's like, it's her thing and I'm going to let her do it? And I was like, you know what? I'll agree with that. Yes.
Oh my, I'm the same way. I literally cannot handle if a guy uses an Instagram filter or like Facetunes anything.
That is an ick. Like, surely every woman has that ick.
Like, if you have the suction thing on the back of your phone, I'm icked out by
that. If a guy had that,
has it?
No. You know what? That is
like ring lights, Facetune. That all
James uses lighting sometimes for his things. I have to give it to him.
I get it.
He runs a business. Things have to be well lit. I get it. But suction cup on the back of the phone.
Yeah.
Jail time.
Jail time.
I think. Do you know what? Actually, I used to have one of those on my phone, which was, by the way, so convenient.
I have one, and it's an ick for me.
Except for Taylor was like, how many germs are you collecting on that thing? And I was like, ew, I can't. That's probably why I have a fucking sty. And
oh my God, it's not even a sty. You have pink eyes.
Oh my God, I literally just have continuous pink eye. I just have pink eye, just never leaving. Actually, I think I had to get tested for pink eye before he did my surgery, so I don't have pink eye. I didn't even think about that. I have, again, me contradicting. I have a section on my phone. And now I'm you're just a girl.
Well, I'm just a girl.
She's just a girl. I had the sticker thing in the back of my phone, right? Everywhere I went, I kept my phone face up because I was so embarrassed. I was so, look at me. I just look like I'm a little dumb bitch on the internet. I just kind of look like that. I just give that energy. And like, but maybe somewhere someone's looking at me like, that's a lawyer. That's a hot lawyer, but not with that on the back of my phone.
Nobody's thinking that about me regardless. I dress like a 12-year-old skateboarder.
I dress like an adult film star sometimes. So like
you dress like a French chic queen.
Oh my God. Absolutely. I actually was just talking about wearing this. I'm going to be in France maybe next week. And I was like, I'll wear this next week.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yes.
But someone found my phone. I left it in a cup holder at a sports game, Bristowe. I knew where it was, so I called my friend, and she was like, "Can you grab her phone?" She left it there, so he grabs it, and he kept being like, "I'm bringing it to you now. I'm bringing it to you now." And I was like, "Don't fight the crowds. I don't need my phone right now. Like it's fine. I'm with all my friends. I don't need my phone." And he was like, "No, I'll bring it to you." And I was like, "Oh, I like, you don't have to go to your bed. I don't need my phone right now. I'm good without it. I have everyone here who I need." So he comes and I say the same song and dance. You didn't have to do that. I'm good without my phone. I don't need it. He was like, he literally went like this. "You don't need your phone," and pointed to the suction cups. I was like, you make a good point. Called out. And I was like, oh my God, that's so, it screams, I need my phone.
That is hilarious.
Anyways.
I would like somebody to like call me out on icks like your friend did, because it's probably so similar, but I don't know. I just can't. I just want somebody who literally like has got a little bit of like a belly, and like maybe just like doesn't care.
I actually had this whole I talked about, I must have said it 15 times in my podcast. I must have I told Anna Grace like over and over, and Taylor, I was like, my next boyfriend, he's like in finance, 6'5".
Yeah,
blue. I'm not just kidding. But I'm like, he's in finance. He is not like obsessed with his body image. Like he literally has a regular ass job. He doesn't even know that silly goofy stuff I do. It doesn't matter. He makes millions of dollars, and he's like, you keep doing your silly goofy things on the internet, and I'll just keep making millions of dollars. And like, or like maybe he comes from so much family money, and he just has millions of dollars. And I was like, and he's not on the internet. He doesn't even have an Instagram. He doesn't even know how to work it. And the more and more I describe this person, like, there also are other things that come with that. Like, there are people, maybe this man that I created in my mind also might have been really cool, but like, sometimes those guys can't comprehend what we do, and then they don't understand the importance of like needing a photo at this place, or like, no, it really does, we have to take that one more time because of this, or like the voiceover, you have to be quiet because I'm doing it, like all these things that are actually like really important to our lives and like sustainable for our like livelihood and businesses. Someone that was 6'5", finance, blue eyes, or came from family money, blah blah, they might just like be like, why are you doing all that, and not understand the work and effort and just like,
I agree,
grit that kind of goes into it.
I'm like, I've gotten over the no Instagram. Like, I used to say the same thing. I've gotten over that. I really would like somebody who's just like wants to make a positive impact in the world, and like,
what are you doing for the
good
world?
Human, like you meet him and you go, oh, he's like a light.
I feel that way about James. Like, and James actually, thinking back to the birthday post I wrote for him for his 30th birthday, digging back into the archives, I actually said that. I was like, really? The way you make other people feel is why I love you so much. Like, he literally, and everyone that would meet him, especially like after seeing him like on social media, everyone's always like, whoa, he's not like that. Like, not that he's not like that at all, but he's just like, he has this really calming presence about him.
Yeah,
he's actually, he's a Cancer, just like Anna Grace. Their birthday are 2 days apart, but people don't know that about Anna Grace. They think she's like, wow,
full
crazy,
Gemini.
blah, blah, blah. And you like meet her, and you immediately feel warm and calm, and producer Courtney knows her very well. Like, doesn't she just give you this like sunshiny, warm, like feeling, like you literally feel like your grandma just gave you a hug? And I feel like James evokes this like really like comforting, once you like actually sit down and talk to him, people are like, whoa, what a nice, calm, insightful man that just makes me feel better about life and myself. And I want to be surrounded by that. I don't actually think I make that many people feel that way. I know I do a lot of other things in people's lives, but I'm not sure I make them feel calm.
Right.
And I want to be around someone that does that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm Cancer and Gemini, and I feel like I can make people feel calm, but I can also make people feel very stressed out. Yeah. But yeah, I love like a patient, calm, just shows up as who they really are.
Right. Yeah. And I think you and I both, we make people feel safe.
Yeah.
But safe is not always calm.
That's
you
true.
know? But I know that that's my thing. Like people feel safe around me. People feel like they can open up around me and be themselves around me. But
that's a gift.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you have that too. And especially like interviewing people, I feel like you almost kind of have to have a sliver of that inside of you.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so.
But I don't think I make people feel calm. So I like being around people that give back to the world and to other people like
me too.
You're looking for. And
I want to be inspired by them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you'll find it.
Yeah.
All right. What about pet? Speaking of this, this is a great segue because I'm such a good segue interviewer. What is like a pet peeve? Someone was like, she interviews so many people and is always like interviewed on Off the Vine. What is a pet peeve when you interview people?
Gosh, I've been over 7 years. I've been so lucky with people I've interviewed. I can't believe it. There's only 2 that stand out to me, and it's like more. It's when people, I guess it's performative, to be honest with you. If people are being performative and need to seem perfect and don't have honest answers, I think that bothers me.
I have one when people like don't give you much.
Yeah.
And, like I've had people on that I'm like, and I think they're just nervous, but like I'll ask a question like, I don't know, like, okay, what's something difficult you've gone through recently? I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. And they'll just answer like 3 words. And I'm like, right.
Yeah.
The podcast has to be an hour long and I can talk for both of us, but
yeah, I would like you to be involved and participate in the conversation.
You talked a little bit more.
Yeah, that is definitely a pet peeve. But that again, I've been really lucky, and I remember I interviewed Kane Brown, and he gave me like 2 words, but he apologized after, and I think he was going through something, and I was going through something at the time, and it was just ended up being like a tough interview.
But he is like
he's so quiet.
He's a man of few words.
He is a man of few words, not really for the podcasting space.
Yeah, some people.
And he did apologize. So
all sweet angel.
Yeah, he is.
Do you know my favorite thing that people are saying lately, which I know people will be like, you didn't have a podcast, but like my favorite thing to say recently is like, not everyone needs a podcast.
Oh
like,
God. And you know when you go like, oh, a guy without a podcast, where? Oh my God, literally. And then here Shame's like, I think I'm gonna start my podcast back up. I'm like, perfect. I actually like am such a proponent of, that's probably not the right way to use that word. I am such an advocate of everyone doing whatever they want to do. And a lot of the times people that I say, if there's someone that I think like should really do a podcast, I'll be like, you should do a podcast. It's rare that I say that to someone, but some people I'm really like, you should have a podcast. And they'll be like, always, no, there's so many podcasts. Everyone has a podcast. And I'm like, yeah. When I started my podcast in 2020, I was like, everyone has a podcast. And like now way more people have podcasts. Just do it. Like the yes, it's a saturated industry, but like yours could be really good. And then that will set you apart. You'll be a good podcast. And not everyone has a good podcast. And so for all that advocating that I do, that everyone should do whatever they want to do and have a podcast, some people just don't need one. And it's hard. I feel like producer Courtney, it's with what she does, she has a podcast like company, a producing company. And she's like, one of the first things I ask people when they come to me, if they're like, what do you want the podcast to be about? And sometimes they can't answer. Like, hey, you shouldn't have a podcast. It's become one of those things. I've actually had a lot of challenges around the podcasting space, and had to talk to my therapist about it because I am competitive, and I think my whole life I've been like a 4 on the Enneagram, where I'm like, I need to feel special and unique and different. And when I started a podcast, no one had one. And I think I thought I finally had found my voice and my unique gift. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my thing. And it's like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I said it on episode 66. You are the OG podcaster in my mind. Like no one had podcasts when you had one. Like I did not know podcasts. Now I'm like everyone. And then I've had to talk to her about how it takes away from me feeling like it's my special thing. Right. No, I mean, it's so sad. It's a silly goose thing that we feel. It is a silly goose thing. But like you could say you do a lot of other stuff. But yet I want to, like, I'm the same way. I like people come to me for advice on podcasting and I feel honored for that. And then I get like, I love helping them because it makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. Right. Guys, I say this all the time,
but like I am not well. You know what I mean? I am always going through something. And I feel like mental health it's talked about a lot recently, which I really appreciate. But, it's always important to do more than just talk about it, to yourself on your platform, but to be vulnerable with yourself and seek help. So the most important thing to me on any platform I have, no matter what, is to be transparent with you guys. And I feel like I've always done a good job sharing, like not just the highs, but the lows too. I mean, we all know what happened to my face recently. That was a pretty big low. So if you guys have listened to this podcast at all, then you know that I've had some pretty low points this time. And like, I'm stronger and better for them. Okay. Like I said before, I could have done without the universal just like teeth issues, but regardless, they still happened and they still affect me, who I am. And the number one thing that I cannot suggest enough, that is therapy. You might think that you don't need it, and I promise you, it will make you feel so fulfilled after you do it. You will sleep better, you will eat better, everything will be better. But I get it. It's daunting. It's daunting to try to find a therapist, and I have so many friends who have honestly just given up on the search because it took forever and they felt uncomfortable when therapy is supposed to be the exact opposite of that, okay? So you got to find the right person for you. It's such a personal preference, and I personally use Talkspace to find my therapist because it is the exact tool that you need for finding the right professional for you. And it was really convenient to speak to them online. I can take my therapy sessions from the place that I feel the most comfortable, which is my own home, okay? Sitting in bed, being on my couch, maybe in my kitchen, wherever I want. I just love that my therapy sessions are online and at the ease and comfort of a space that I actually want to be in. Okay, I don't want to drive to some uncomfortable, stuffy office. I want to be where I feel comfortable. Not to mention the affordability of it all. Do we all need a helping hand? Yes, but can we all afford it every week? No, not always. That is why Talkspace is so passionate about making therapy accessible to everyone. They even have a policy that allows you to cancel and get a prorated refund for unused time should you need to. So a lot of people wait until something really bad happens to them to decide to go to therapy. I feel like I see that a lot, but I'm here to tell you that therapy is the most cathartic thing that I've ever given myself, and we should all be doing it at all stages and phases in our lives. Happy, sad, high, low, whatever. Therapy can help shift your perspective, find tools to cope in difficult times, and frankly, just be a guiding light. Talkspace can help with any specific challenges you might be facing, and it's the #1 online therapy platform with licensed therapists in over 40 specialties, including anxiety, depression, substance abuse, relationship issues, and so much more. And as a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/probably and enter promo code SPACE80 to match with the licensed therapist today. You just go to Talkspace.com/probably and enter the promo code SPACE80 to get $80 off your first month and show your support for yourself. You know what I mean? Just give that gift to yourself. That's Talkspace.com/probably, promo code SPACE80. Do you ever feel like you don't, and I've talked about this before on my podcast with like Jackie O and with Taylor, but when people ask you what you do, the other day Taylor was like, why don't, we were Charleston, and a bunch of random people kept being like, oh, what do you girls do? And she was like, why don't you say you're a podcaster? If I was a podcaster, I would always say that, so I didn't have to say influencer. I was like, because I don't want to say I'm an influencer or a podcaster, because fucking everybody is.
I lie.
And so it just sounds like, me and Peggy, I bet you are. And I know that is like my own thing that I should be working through innerly.
I have so much of my own shit that I still need to work on.
Yeah, same.
I need your brain squad. It's actually insane. For the amount of brain squad crew I have, I should be like the wisest woman but you're floating through life.
You have a lot thrown at you. You're going through life. We don't live regular schmegular lives.
And people don't actually know real stuff that's happening too. Like it's just so hard. It's so hard because I'm an oversharer too, but also then people are like, well, what's the line on what you share? And I'm like, I don't even know. And then that gets confusing.
I know. I never know when I can't make lines because I cross them myself. And then I'm like, fuck that line. And then I'll be like, hey, that's the line.
Same.
And that's the line. And nobody has access to that part of my life. And then I'll be like, what? Why did I create this line? It's my life. I can say whatever I want. And then I regret it.
You are me. I am you. Yeah.
This is what we do.
This is literally what we do. And you need my brain squad.
What about your relationship/friendship with Katie Maloney? Because I love her.
I'm obsessed with her.
Me too.
She's just like...
But she doesn't know me, and I don't know
you guys have never hung out?
No, but I love her.
Oh, well, she comes to visit in Nashville all the time. So
to get together.
Yes, you come with us wherever we go next time. But she is...
Do you think she'd like me?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. She would love you. She honestly, people think of her as this like tough, rough, like... hard shell exterior, and she kind of is.
I see past that.
But but that's like
true fan. I see past it.
She's also she's the person, like, I want someone to show up in a relationship for me like she does in
Wasn't
life.
there a rumor that y'all were dating?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I saw that too, and I was like, oh my gosh, you get two women who like might make out with a girl once in a while and you think they're dating.
But like they're together.
She shows up like she's just who she is.
Yeah,
and I just
love
respect the hell out of people, no matter if you're loud, quiet, like shy, obnoxious. Like if you are truly just being yourself, I just love people like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And I sense that from her. So I shall be inviting myself to the next
You can,
outing.
absolutely. And I will invite you too.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, she's great.
Can you tell me about this new rosé that I desperately want to try?
Okay, I had a whole case at my back door to bring you, and I'm so mad. And I thought, don't you dare forget that, Kaitlyn, because it's, and I put it right at the back door. I walked right past it.
I've done that before.
I walked right freaking past it.
That you need.
Sometimes I even put a sticky note on my door for when I walk out. It's like in eye level, and I'm like, bye. Like I'm just like, I'm the worst.
Me, I have a style. I can't see that.
Yeah, I'll make up any, like, my brain actually scares me for when I do have a child, because people talk about mom brain or like pregnancy brain, and I'm like, I've already got that like times 10.
I know, but you know what? I used to be really scared of that. I'm not kidding. Like actually frightened about that, because my brain, I don't like I'm sure if I've never been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD or anything, but like I can't imagine I am not
for sure
have that, right? But I never want to be on like I don't take Adderall or any of that stuff, and I never really want to be on it because I like who I am, and I think if you like reverse look at, you know, the way that my brain works is a positive, like sometimes too, like I can actually think of a lot of creative things, and my brain moves so quickly around different ways that some people's can't.
Yeah.
So
I'm on antidepressants and I need them.
Yeah. No, and my friends that are on Adderall are like, that's cool for you, Shannon. You live in La La Land and can do whatever you want with your day. I am a school teacher. I need this drug. And I'm like,
it does help you in your world to just be that.
Yeah. So I you know, I don't take that, but for all that to be said, I frightened myself thinking I'm scared of I frighten.
It didn't even faze me. I was like, yes.
I have frightened.
Yes.
I'm frightened thinking of like myself with a child. I'm like, will I be all over the place? But a lot of people that have kids say that they force you to be more like, okay, weird. Because it literally, once something comes out of you, I believe you must have this like deep rooted desire to make sure it is always fed, happy, and not at death's door.
Yes.
So like, I just really think, or any sort of danger. I don't know why I said death's door. That was so dark.
I'm like, I just told you I wanted to die with my dog, so it's all good.
And I believed you. And I just really want to make sure you're still going to your grief counselor.
You should believe me. That is literally why I have a counselor.
Your pre-grief counselor. Just want to make sure we're still always showing up.
We are like more than my other therapists. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. But yeah, she was like, once you have kids, you just like, you won't let that happen. You dial in, and she's like, maybe other stuff in your life you'll kind of let that go, but like you won't. You'll be dialed in with your kids. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll be dialed in with my kids.
That's true. I mean, if I'm half the parent I am to like the way I parent my dogs, I'm gonna be great.
So true.
But my rosé, yes.
Oh, it's so sorry.
No,
back to the rosé.
This is part of your charm though. I don't know if people know this, but you're not supposed to drink rosé after like 2 years.
Huh?
Like, you know how red can like in 10 years it's even better. Yeah. Rosé you need to drink in 2 years. So every 2 years my rosé will be a new variety.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought you were about to tell me something really dramatic. Like, I didn't know that. So all of our rosé that we had was expired. We had to get rid of it all. We rebranded.
It's not expired. It's still good. It's just like not like doesn't get better with age. And it's better if you have a new one.
You just start manufacturing new rosé in 2 years because your barrels and everything. Yes. But like, okay, I gotcha.
Yes. And
that is a fun fact about rosé I was not aware of though.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that until I was learning. I thought I knew a lot about wine until I got into the wine industry. And then I was like, oh, I don't know shit. And now I'm learning. But yeah, it's our rosé is people who don't even like rosé will come up to me in line at Targets and be like, if I'm signing bottles, they're like, I don't even like rosé, and I will drink your rosé.
I loved your old rosé. So is the new one the same, different?
It's you would never even be able to notice a difference.
Good, because I loved your old one.
It's so it's like light, it's crisp, it's refreshing. I am like obsessed with slicing jalapenos in my rosé.
I know.
Oh,
and I've started doing that too, and obsessed.
I'm gonna make a video tonight about it again, because I'm like, I think people forgot about that nuts. The world needs to know.
And the weather's warming up, and there's nothing I like more than when I'm shaking my ass on a boat than having a crisp glass of rosé.
Oh my gosh, it's literally the best. It's my favorite, and I drink it year round.
Yeah. I mean,
but it is my favorite in the summer, and yeah, it's just I'll never like get over the fact that people come up and say things like, I didn't even like wine until I tried your wine.
That is amazing.
Like, I'm like, it really is just drinkable, delicious wine.
Drinkable, delicious wine. And low sugar we love, because sugar does always give me a headache when it's in that shit. And a lot of rosés have a ton of sugar.
All of my wine varietals, so rosé, Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, and Cab, all low sugar.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Where can we buy this fantastic wine?
Well, it depends what state you're in, but like
Is there a locator?
Yes. So if you just go on spadeandsparrows.com and go to like find like I don't know what it says, find
your location,
a store or something.
Find a store
You
near
just literally put in your zip code and it'll tell you what's close to you. But otherwise you can get it on spadeandsparrows.com.
Or there's a huge case of it at her back door if you know where she lives.
Yeah, that too. And also I have a really fun wine club, and it's actually just a smart way to buy wine. If you're a wine drinker, to be in my wine club, you get shipped either 6 or 12 bottles every 4 months. And it's smarter because you don't get shipping wine can be expensive, but if you buy it by the case, it's actually not. It's
cheaper. And also I will say this, I think your subscription is really, really nice compared to some subscriptions because yours comes every 4 months.
Yeah.
And a lot of these just lock you into like a 1 month thing. And sometimes you just sometimes you just don't need that much wine.
You can cancel, pause, change your bottles at any time with what varietals you want. Like it's literally so fun. And we do Zoom events every 3 months.
Oh, with people that are part of the club. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
So we'll like hang out. Like we did one last night with Hannah Brown.
Oh, nice.
And we like talked about her book.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
And hung out. And yeah, it's really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm in. Yeah. I love you so much. Thank you for coming on the podcast again.
Thank you.
We will not wait 46 episodes until you come back.
I know, and I want you to come on mine again because
I sure will.
It's just so fun to have people that, banter and get it.
It's easy. I really, you know what? I've been talking about this lately. I feel like I don't want to have people on my podcast that I have to interview. I just want to chat.
I know. It's my favorite thing to just chat and like not. I love interviewing people, but
yeah, you're really good at it too.
I feel like I like when it's more conversational and
I just interrupt too many people, and when you don't do it to your friends, it's rude.
Yeah,
like
I do too. It's hard because you're just trying to be a good host.
My brain is just thinking, like, if I'm interrupting you, and me and Hannah Berner talked about this. She's like, if I don't, because Hannah, it makes me feel really comforted when really successful people also say they do it. Hannah's like, I interrupt all the time. Claudia Osher's like, I literally don't shut the fuck up and I do not let Jackie speak. And like when they make light of it and talk about it, because it used to be a really big insecurity, because like all my podcast reviews, that's another place I don't go seeking sadness anymore. Yes. But when the podcast was first starting out and my reviews were fantastic, and like I really was curious about what people thought about the podcast. This is years ago.
You can take constructive criticism,
of course, and that is probably some constructive criticism that I should take. And I do try, like a couple times during this episode, I'm like, you interrupted twice, just like hold your fucking tongue, like let her finish the thought, But so I have gotten a little bit better, but for the most part, and me and Hannah talked about this, if I'm not interrupting, I'm really not listening. Like
that's true.
I'm listening to you.
That's a nice point.
And I'm interrupting you because I'm so engaged
in the conversation.
Yeah.
I love that. You're so also engaged and about to be married. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. And you're going to be in France, or not France. Where are you guys going before? Because
how do you say it?
Saint-Tropez?
Yeah. I almost said like Saint Tropez.
The tanner. No, that's the same place, just wrong pronunciation.
Yeah, okay.
Saint-Tropez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing because Worth was on the podcast for the Very Cavallari recap, and I was talking about how they're coming to the wedding, and he's like, yeah, Kaitlyn will be there. I was like, you know what? We got an extra seat. Just come on now. We really don't.
I just show up.
We literally have like
I'm in the bushes.
No seat. I'm like, hey?
That's so fun. I've thought about recapping my season of The Bachelorette too. I think it'd be so funny.
Yeah, now that like I have like no like ties or feelings or
well, I want to interview each guy too.
Well, and I was like, I'm in such a great place with like my ex, and like he's dating someone that I know and like a lot, and I'm like engaged and married. I like called him the other day. I was like, I wanted to fact check something about the episode with Worth, because there was like a whole love triangle thing. And I called him and I was like, hey, also like don't ever text him like I'm about to call you. I just like called him. He's probably like, what the fuck? But also my boat trailer's at his house. He has a lot of land. He keeps my boat trailer for me, which is really nice. Shouts out to my ex with lots of land.
Hilarious.
But I called him and I was like, hey, really quick question about Very Cavallari. He's like, okay. And I was like, and would you be on an episode about, and he was like, yeah, of course, for sure. He's like, let's do it.
Who is this?
John Gurney.
He has land?
He has an area that he keeps my boat trailer. I've never been there. He literally picked up my boat trailer and said, I can keep it for you. It was when I was moving in here, and I was like, I have an HOA.
I didn't even know he was on Very Cavallari.
Yeah. We were like dating the whole time we were on the show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it was like, I was like, I have nowhere to put my boat trailer. I'm so stressed. He's like, I'll keep it. And I was like, really? It was supposed to be just for a small amount of time, and then
that's fun. That would be so fun to have him on the podcast. Like I would totally have Sean Booth on the podcast, but I think he hates me, but I would still have him on.
Yeah. Well, there's people that I think hate me for my show that I don't. I actually, maybe I can use you to get in there.
Yeah,
we can
mend a broken
fence. It's actually not Kristen. Kristen and I are totally fine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, anyways, that would be great. I did apologize a lot on this last episode towards her, so maybe I should really know that I meant it.
Oh,
I'm very
great.
sorry. Anyways, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's always fun. Love you.